Greetings. You have your ticket? Oh, you don't have one? No problem, my friend. Just hit the subscription button below. Come on in. Hey guys, DFG here, Gideon's Flight. Hey guys, I just want to take a couple of minutes. This is going to be a short video. But for me, very, very concerning. And for some of you, equally, just in case you don't know what's going on. If you know what's going on, or if you're okay with this, then you probably will not like the video, or, probably look at it as no big deal. But for fathers, this, I want to speak to you, and mothers as well, if you're interested in knowing. But the strangest thing is going on, and I shouldn't say strange, but there's an intention going on right now, intentionality, as it regards to putting dresses on black men. And not only putting dresses on black men, black boys, let me be clear, black boys, but pushing this to the place where now that they're literally going into schools, guys, and I shit you not. They're actually going into schools, bringing in LBTQ, whatever the other one is. Y'all know what I'm talking about, the lesbian, homosexual, transgender, gay, bisexual, queer, agenda. And literally teaching seminars to kids. I'm talking to about 5th graders, 6th graders, and 7th graders. Teaching seminars to those kids to embrace the lifestyle. Not only are they teaching the seminars to embrace the lifestyle, they even gave kids at a school just recently, gave flags to pin on their clothes. Now, guys, come on. This is pretty serious if you let me tell it. What is the objective? What is the motivation here? Because obviously this is not about hate crimes. If you want to talk about hate crimes, let's talk about, 3 churches being burned down in southern Louisiana. Now that's a hate crime, okay? Black churches. But in regards to hate crimes against homosexuals, I think we all agree there is no hate crimes going on against homosexuals. None that I've noticed. Have you noticed any? When the last time you've seen anything in regards to somebody attacking homosexuals, except for the lie that Jesse Smutty Millette told? And that was as we know, he created that situation. In other words, they're so desperate to get attention to push this agenda, they'll fake an incident. But, you got a situation with Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union, taking an 11-year-old boy to a gay parade talking about he's made a sexual choice. And you guys, as well as I do, an 11-year-old boy that is something that child shouldn't be thinking. If that 11-year-old boy is thinking about, lifestyle, I'm saying in terms of whether or not he wants to be with a female or a male, and more importantly, that he wants to be a male, be with a male being with a male at 11 years old, that means somebody's pushing that in the household. That is not natural for an 11-year-old boy to be thinking about something like that. 11-year-old boys typically think about playing games, video games, hanging out with their buddies, their friends. They are not thinking about sexual orientation. And this thing is so serious. I mean, how dare they go into these schools? How many of you guys, and you know what I found out? At this particular school, they didn't get the permission from the parents to have seminars on homosexuality in that school. The only way this particular concerned parent found out is that the young man came home and told his mom what they were pushing. And kudos to this young man, because when they told him to put on the pin, he said no. You know what they asked him? Well, why don't you want to wear the pin? He said, well, it's not that I have a problem with homosexuality and people choosing what they want to choose. I just don't want to wear no pin. And for somebody that, I think this kid can't be any more than 12 years old. For a child, young man to make that decision on his own, I believe he's being raised right. Okay? And again, I'm not speaking against, who you want to sleep with if you're an adult. But by goodness, there's no way you should be teaching children about who they want to sleep with as kids. Are you kidding me? That's how serious this is. So maybe some of you guys, I don't know. I wanted to say I think I know what the agenda is here. But the feminization of men, and in particular, copper color, men of color, that's a serious concern. So I don't know if it has something to do with production rate. Maybe they don't want these boys, with females because they're trying to, I don't know, maybe it's related to depopulation. Maybe there's another group of people who are fearful that these boys will be with their girls. You know what I'm saying? But there is a clear agenda here. I would call it an attack on these children, and especially, children of color, and even, brown, not brown, but Hispanic boys, because this particular kid, would be considered Hispanic where this happened. Okay, but it was in a school where, obviously it was in a public school, and the school is a, they're very, very diverse school. So if they're, so I'm not saying that this, parents of white children shouldn't be equally concerned. If you don't want your child being taught about sexual things are sexual in nature, then obviously you should be concerned too. And, if I had school-age children, which I don't, I would absolutely be going to the schools and making sure they understand if you're going to be, having someone coming and soliciting a lifestyle to my child, you follow me, that I'm not aware of, or I don't, that I'm not in agreement with, you better tell me. Because if you don't, I'm going to do everything in my power to fire your ass, Miss Teacher, Principal, Superintendent, whoever else is involved in this. But this is really, sad that you would literally bring in adults to teach little children, young children, preteens about homosexuality. And I don't care what you're saying. You're teaching about homosexuality. You're promoting a lifestyle to these children. And so parents out there, all of you who are concerned, again, especially copper color people, and those of us who are spiritual, and all of us, those of us who know Yahweh's will, we know what Yahweh says. Go look at Leviticus chapter 20, verse 13. And it tells us clearly, especially to you Hebrews out here, exactly what Yahweh has to say around that particular lifestyle. And I'll quote it to you, but I really want you to go check it. But they say, if a man should not lay with a man as he lays with a woman, and if he does, that is considered an abomination before the Most High, and that man should be put to death. I'm just quoting it. It's in your Bible. And you so-called, Christians out there. Again, no disrespect to you, but since you're calling yourself a Christian, simply means you're Christ-like. Well, I can assure you, Christ would not have been pushing homosexuality anywhere. And anywhere he would have saw it, he would have not only spoke about it, but he would have called it out for what it was. An agenda that perverts creation. Thank you for listening. DFG. Be vigilant, guys. Especially guys. And copper-colored men, I'm talking to you. Better find out. You better be asking your kids what's going on at school. You may be surprised to find out, that they're pushing, something on your child that you had no idea they were pushing. And, only to find out later on, that it had some type of influence that did not coincide with your belief system and what your values are as it relates to boys. And I guess, quite frankly, let me not be remiss in saying this, girls as well, because, it's pushing the same thing to them too. I mean, how can our children reproduce? How can, civilization continue to populate if there's this kind of agenda in the schools telling them to take upon lifestyles that, quite frankly, they stop population? I thought I was going to end this just a second ago, but put it like this. If my dad was a homosexual or my mother was a homosexual, you wouldn't be talking to me right now. Love you guys. Talk to you later. Bye now.